What is leaving your life may not be trying to hurt you. It may be trying to free you. It may be trying to open a space that your hands were too tired to open by themselves. It may be life's quiet way of saying, this chapter has done what it came to do. Now let me bring you into something softer, cleaner, and more true. There comes a moment when life begins to loosen something from your hands. A relationship, a dream, a plan, a place, a version of yourself, a hope you held close for a long time. And when that moment comes, the heart often does not understand. The heart reaches back. The mind begins to question. The body tightens because it feels as if something precious is being taken away. You may find yourself trying harder, explaining more, proving more, holding tighter, because deep inside you believe that if you can just hold on strongly enough, maybe the ending will stop. Maybe the door will open again. Maybe the person will return. Maybe the old feeling will come back. Maybe life will give you the answer you wanted instead of the change that is standing in front of you. But my dear, not everything that leaves is meant to be chased. Not everything that changes is meant to be repaired. Not everything that becomes quiet is asking you to speak louder. Sometimes life removes something because it has completed its work in your journey. Sometimes life allows a person, place, desire, or old pattern to drift away because your soul is ready for a different kind of peace. And even if your heart does not understand it today, there is a wisdom moving beneath the surface. There is a loving order that can see more than your eyes can see. There is a gentle intelligence in life that knows when something has become too small for your becoming. You may be fighting what is leaving because you believe its absence will break you. You may think that without this thing, without this person, without this plan, you will not know who you are. But the truth is, you are not held together by what stays outside of you. You are held together by the life within you. You are held together by the love that has never left your spirit. You are held together by a deeper strength that has carried you through every season you thought you could not survive. What leaves may change the shape of your days, but it cannot take away the light that belongs to you. It cannot take away your worth. It cannot take away the quiet power inside you that knows how to begin again. Life is not asking you to become cold. It is not asking you to pretend you do not care. It is not asking you to push your feelings away. It is simply asking you to stop turning your pain into a battle. It is asking you to stop standing in the doorway of an ending and calling it home. It is asking you to notice where your energy is going. Are you using your beautiful heart to nourish your future? Or are you using it to keep alive something that no longer knows how to hold you with love? Are you allowing yourself to be guided, or are you trying to control the direction of every piece? Are you trusting life, or are you believing that nothing good can come unless it comes through the exact form you already chose? When something begins to leave, the first feeling is often fear. Fear says, what will happen now? Fear says, what if nothing better comes? Fear says, "What if this was my only chance?" But fear is not always telling you the truth. Fear is often only repeating the language of the past. Fear remembers old losses. Fear remembers times you felt alone. Fear remembers moments when change came before you were ready. So when life starts moving something away, fear stands up and tries to protect you by making you hold tighter. But love speaks differently. Love says, "Let me breathe with this. Let me see what life is trying to show me. Let me trust that an ending is not the same as abandonment. Let me believe that if something is truly meant for me, I will not have to destroy myself to keep it." What is leaving may have once brought you comfort. It may have once brought you joy, security, hope, or meaning. And because it once felt right, your heart may believe it must always remain right. But life moves in seasons. What was medicine in one season can become weight in another. What once helped you grow can later keep you from expanding. What once felt like safety can slowly become a cage. This does not mean it was wrong. This does not mean you were foolish for loving it. It simply means that life is alive and you are alive, and living things must change. The flower does not hate the bud when it opens. The tree does not hate the leaf when it falls. The sky does not hate the sunset because the day has ended. Life moves, releases, renews, and begins again. You are allowed to do the same. There is a kind of pain that comes from losing something, but there is another kind of pain that comes from refusing to let it leave. That second pain is the one that drains the soul. It is the pain of arguing with reality. It is the pain of trying to keep a door open with your bare hands after life has already begun to close it. It is the pain of asking your heart to live in two places at once, one part in the present and one part reaching back into what used to be. This is why you feel so tired, not because you are weak, but because holding on to what is already moving away takes so much life from you. It asks your mind to repeat the same questions. It asks your body to stay tense. It asks your spirit to delay its own peace. My dear, you do not have to fight life to be loved by life. You do not have to force what is meant for you. You do not have to chase what belongs in your future. You do not have to hold what is already teaching you how to open your hands. There is a softness available to you now. There is a way to say, "I do not understand, but I am willing to trust." There is a way to feel the sadness without becoming the sadness. There is a way to grieve what is leaving while still making room for what is coming. You can honor what was and still allow yourself to receive what will be. You can be thankful for the chapter and still turn the page. Sometimes the deepest act of self-love is not holding on. Sometimes it is allowing what no longer meets you with peace to complete its journey. Sometimes it is letting the silence speak. Sometimes it is not sending another message, not giving another explanation, not trying to prove your worth to something that cannot see it. Sometimes self-love sounds like this: I release the need to keep what is not staying with love. I allow life to bring me what is honest, kind, and aligned. I trust that what is leaving is making space for what is meant to arrive. Let those words move through you gently. They are not words of defeat. They are words of freedom. They are not saying you do not care. They are saying you care enough about your own spirit to stop breaking yourself in the name of attachment. You care enough about your own peace to stop mistaking struggle for devotion. You care enough about your own future to stop filling it with the past. This is not the end of your life. This is a clearing. This is a sacred space opening. This is the moment when your heart begins to remember that it was never created to live only in survival, only in waiting, only in fear of being left behind. When life removes something, it may feel like a loss at first because you can only see the empty place. You can see the person who is no longer standing there. You can see the plan that no longer looks the same. You can see the dream that has changed shape. But what you cannot yet see is what the empty place is protecting. You cannot yet see what could not enter while the old energy was taking up all the room. You cannot yet see the peace that will come when your nervous system stops fighting for what kept it anxious. You cannot yet see the version of you who will rise from this with more clarity, more dignity, more trust, and more love for yourself. Life does not always explain before it redirects. Sometimes it only moves. It shifts the ground. It changes the feeling. It lets certain things fade. And because the mind wants certainty, it may call this unfair. But the soul knows that not every change is punishment. The soul knows that sometimes grace arrives disguised as removal. The soul knows that sometimes the thing you cried over was the very thing life had to move so your peace could return. So when something is leaving, try not to make it your enemy. Try not to make yourself wrong for feeling the ache. Speak to your heart with kindness. Say, I know this hurts. I know this feels uncertain, but we are not being abandoned. We are being guided into something we cannot fully see yet. You are allowed to be tender in this moment. You are allowed to feel confused. You are allowed to miss what is changing. You are allowed to have days when trust feels far away. But even on those days, life is still moving for you. Even when you cannot feel hope, hope has not left. Even when your heart feels heavy, love is still present. Even when the path looks unclear, the path is still unfolding beneath your feet. You do not need to see the whole road to take the next gentle step. You do not need to feel strong every moment to be carried by something greater than your fear. There is a quiet sentence that can begin to loosen the pain. I stop fighting what life is lovingly removing. Not angrily removing, not cruelly removing, lovingly removing. because life can see what drains you. Life can see what makes your heart smaller. Life can see what asks you to forget your worth. Life can see what keeps you tied to an old identity when a new one is trying to emerge. And when life begins to remove it, the human part of you may cry, but the deeper part of you may finally breathe. Something within you may whisper, I have been waiting for this freedom. I have been waiting for this space. I have been waiting to come home to myself. So do not mistake the shaking for failure. Do not mistake the uncertainty for being lost. Do not mistake the ending for proof that nothing good is coming. Life is not emptying your hands to leave them empty forever. It is teaching them how to receive differently. It is teaching you that peace does not always come from getting what you wanted. Sometimes peace comes from no longer needing what was hurting you. Sometimes peace comes from realizing that your future does not depend on what chose to leave. Sometimes peace comes from saying, I bless what was, I release what is done. I open my heart to what life is bringing next. Letting go feels hard because the heart becomes attached not only to what happened, but to what it hoped would happen. You may not only be grieving the person, the place, the plan, or the old chapter. You may also be grieving the future you imagined with it. You may be grieving the conversations you thought would come, the healing you expected, the promise you believed in, the version of life you built in your mind. And when reality changes, the mind does not simply release the picture. It tries to repair it. It tries to bring it back. It tries to make life match the image it carried for so long. This is why letting go can feel like losing more than one thing. It can feel like losing an identity. You may have organized your thoughts around this hope. You may have shaped your decisions around this dream. You may have told yourself, when this happens, I will finally feel safe. When this person stays, I will finally feel chosen. When this plan works, I will finally feel that life is on my side. So when the thing begins to leave, it can feel as if safety itself is leaving. But my dear, safety was never inside that thing. Love was never only inside that person. Peace was never locked inside one outcome. Those feelings can return to you in ways your mind has not yet imagined. Letting go feels hard because familiar things can feel safe even when they are painful. The mind often chooses what it knows over what it cannot predict. A familiar pain can feel less frightening than an unknown peace. You may know exactly how to survive the old pattern. You may know how to wait, how to worry, how to explain, how to shrink, how to hope for small signs, how to accept less than your heart truly needs. But a new life asks you to become someone who no longer survives in the same way. It asks you to receive better. It asks you to trust quiet. It asks you to stand in space without filling it too quickly. And that can feel strange at first. There are moments when people hold on, not because the thing is good for them, but because letting go asks them to meet themselves. When the distraction leaves, you meet your own heart. When the noise fades, you hear your own truth. When the old attachment moves away, you notice the parts of you that were waiting to be loved. And sometimes that is why you fight the ending. Not only because you miss what is leaving, but because you are not sure what will rise inside you when it is gone. But this meeting with yourself is not something to fear. It is sacred. It is the doorway back to your own soul. It is where your healing begins. You may have believed that holding on proves love, but love does not always ask you to hold. Sometimes love asks you to release with grace. Sometimes love asks you to stop turning your heart into a place of struggle. Sometimes love asks you to let another person walk their path while you return to your own. Sometimes love asks you to stop begging life to repeat a chapter that already gave you its lesson. This is not coldness. This is wisdom. Real love does not destroy the one who gives it. Real love does not require you to abandon yourself. Real love does not ask you to live in fear every day just to call it loyalty. Letting go feels hard because you may think release means rejection. You may think that if you stop fighting, it means what happened did not matter. But release does not erase love. Release does not make the memories meaningless. Release does not say you were wrong to care. It simply says, I will not keep suffering just to prove that this mattered. You can honor something without carrying it forever. You can love what was good without staying tied to what is gone. You can be grateful for the beauty and still admit that the season has changed. You can let go and still be a person with a deep, open, loving heart. There is also a part of you that may fear the empty space. When something leaves, life becomes quiet in a way that can feel uncomfortable. The phone does not light up the same way. The routine changes. The mind reaches for the old habit. The heart looks for the old comfort. And in that space, you may feel tempted to pull back what is leaving, even if it no longer brings peace. But empty space is not your enemy. Empty space is where life begins to rearrange. Empty space is where your nervous system learns that it can be safe without the old attachment. Empty space is where your spirit begins to hear itself again. Empty space is not proof that nothing is coming. It is often the first sign that something new has room to enter. My dear, there is a difference between loss and clearing. Loss feels like something was taken with no purpose. Clearing feels painful too, but it makes space for truth. When life clears something, it may first look like absence. But underneath, there is movement. There is preparation. There is a new alignment forming. You may not see it yet because your eyes are still looking at the door that closed. But life is not limited to that door. Life has windows you have not noticed. Life has paths you have not walked. Life has people, peace, work, joy, and healing that could not reach you while all your energy was facing backward. Letting go feels hard because the mind wants a reason before it gives permission to release. It says, "Tell me why this happened. Tell me why they changed. Tell me why it ended. Tell me why I was led here. Tell me what is coming next, and then I will trust." But life does not always give the full explanation at the beginning. Sometimes clarity arrives after surrender, not before. Sometimes peace comes before the answer. Sometimes the heart must unclench first, and then the truth becomes visible. You do not need to understand everything to stop hurting yourself with resistance. You can say, "I do not know why yet, but I am willing to stop fighting my own healing." The desire to understand is natural. You are human. You want meaning. You want closure. You want life to speak clearly. But sometimes the deepest closure is not a sentence from another person. Sometimes closure is the quiet knowing that you deserve peace. Sometimes closure is accepting this, that what cannot meet you with love cannot be your home. Sometimes closure is choosing not to keep knocking on a door that only teaches you to doubt yourself. Sometimes closure is not an answer. It is a return to your own dignity. Letting go also feels hard when you believe that nothing better will come. This fear can become very loud. It may tell you that you missed your chance, that you are too late, that this was the best you could receive, that the future will only be emptier. But fear speaks from old wounds, not from divine truth. Fear cannot see what life is arranging. Fear cannot see the person you are becoming. Fear cannot see the peace that will rise when you stop placing your worth in what left. Fear cannot see the blessing hidden in the space ahead. So when fear says, "Nothing better is coming," answer with love. I am willing to believe that life has not finished loving me. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not being punished because something did not stay. You are not less worthy because something changed. Life is still open. Life is still moving. Life is still responding to the energy you are becoming. What is meant for your spirit will not require you to live in constant fear. What is meant for your heart will not make you beg for your own value. What is meant for your next chapter will not need you to abandon your peace to keep it alive. Let that truth be gentle, but let it be strong. Sometimes you hold on because you remember the beginning. You remember how good it felt at first. You remember the hope, the warmth, the signs, the beauty, the excitement. And because the beginning was beautiful, you keep trying to bring it back. But my dear, beginnings are not always proof of endings. Something can begin with light and still complete its purpose. Something can bring you joy and still not be meant to continue. Something can teach you deeply and still not be your forever place. Do not use the beauty of the beginning to deny the truth of the present. Let the whole story speak, not only the part you miss. The present is always telling you something. It tells you through your peace. It tells you through your body. It tells you through the way your heart feels after you interact with someone. It tells you through the tiredness that follows constant trying. It tells you through the quiet ache that says, I cannot keep living like this. Listen gently. Your body may know before your mind accepts. Your soul may know before your heart is ready. There is no need to shame yourself for taking time, but there is also no need to keep ignoring the truth just because it asks you to change. Letting go is not a single moment. It is a soft returning. It is the choice you make when the old longing rises again. It is the kindness you show yourself when you want to reach back. It is the way you remind your heart that peace matters too. It is the decision not to turn one painful moment into a lifetime of waiting. It is the practice of opening your hands again and again until they no longer feel empty but free. And slowly, what once felt impossible becomes natural. Slowly, the grip loosens. Slowly, the tears become lighter. Slowly, you begin to notice that you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still loved by life. The heart does not need to be forced into release. It needs to be comforted into safety. If you speak harshly to yourself, letting go becomes another punishment. But if you speak with love, release becomes a healing. Say to yourself, I know you wanted this. I know you tried. I know you hoped. But we are safe to let life lead now. We are safe to stop fighting. We are safe to trust what is coming next. This is how you become your own safe place. This is how you stop treating your own feelings like enemies. This is how you teach your heart that it can feel deeply without staying stuck forever. You do not need to rush your healing. You do not need to pretend you are over something when you are still tender. But you can begin to stop feeding the attachment with fear. You can stop telling yourself that life is over because a chapter is ending. You can stop calling yourself abandoned when life is clearing your path. You can stop believing that your future must look like your past in order to be good. You can allow grief to pass through you without building a home inside it. You can allow memory to visit without handing it the keys to your tomorrow. There is such deep courage in letting go with love. It takes courage to say, I wanted this, but I trust life more than my fear. It takes courage to say, I do not know what is coming, but I refuse to keep shrinking. It takes courage to say, I release what cannot stay, and I bless myself for trying. This is not weakness. This is spiritual maturity. This is the soul learning that control is not the same as safety. This is the heart discovering that surrender can be softer than struggle. This is you coming back into agreement with life. What is leaving is not always a loss. Sometimes it is protection. Sometimes it is redirection. Sometimes it is the answer to a prayer you forgot you prayed. You may have prayed for peace, and life began removing what disturbed it. You may have prayed for love, and life began removing what taught you to chase. You may have prayed for clarity, and life began exposing what was confusing you. You may have prayed for a new beginning, and life began closing the doors that kept you tied to the old one. At first, this can feel painful because the mind expected the answer to look like addition. But often, life answers by subtraction first. When something leaves, your first thought may be, "Why is this being taken from me?" But what if a deeper question is, what is this making room for? What if the empty space is not empty at all? What if it is full of possibility? What if life is clearing the ground because something more honest cannot grow in crowded soil? What if the absence you fear is the very space where your peace will return? My dear, the universe does not only bless by giving, it also blesses by removing what blocks the blessing. It removes what drains. It removes what delays. It removes what keeps your energy tied to a version of yourself that you are no longer meant to be. There are things you may call losses today that your future self will call mercy. There are doors you cried over that one day you may thank life for closing. There are people you wanted to keep who may have been showing you where you still needed to choose yourself. There are dreams that changed because a deeper dream was trying to rise. You may not be able to see that now, and that is all right. You do not need to force gratitude before your heart is ready, but you can leave a little room for trust. You can allow the possibility that life is kinder than this moment feels. You can allow the possibility that what is leaving is not the end of your good, but the end of your struggle with what was no longer good for you. Sometimes life removes what you would never have released on your own. Not because you are foolish, but because you are loyal. You are loving. You are hopeful. You see potential. You remember the good. You try to understand. You give chances. You wait for things to become what you believed they could be. There is beauty in that tenderness, but there is also danger when tenderness becomes self-abandonment. Life may step in when you keep choosing what hurts you because you cannot yet choose yourself. Life may create distance where you could not create a boundary. Life may bring an ending where you kept asking for a sign. And though it aches, it may be saving you from years of giving your life to what could not love you back in the way your soul needed. What is leaving may not be bad. It may simply be complete. That is an important truth. Sometimes the thing that leaves did not come to destroy you. It came to teach you. It came to awaken something. It came to show you a pattern. It came to reveal your strength. It came to open your heart in a way nothing else could. And once the lesson has been planted, the form may fade. The person may move on. The plan may change. The desire may dissolve. This does not make the chapter worthless. It makes it sacred. A completed chapter is not a failed chapter. It is a chapter that gave what it came to give. You may look back and think, but I invested so much. I loved so deeply. I gave so much time. And yes, you did. Your love was real. Your effort was real. Your hope was real. But the fact that you gave deeply does not mean you must keep giving forever to something that has stopped receiving you with care. The fact that you spent time there does not mean you must spend your future there too. Nothing is wasted when you allow it to become wisdom. Nothing is wasted when you let it return you to yourself. Nothing is wasted when it teaches you what peace feels like by first showing you what peace is not. There is a quiet protection in certain endings. You may not know what life was keeping you from. You may not know what would have happened if that door had stayed open. You may not know how much of yourself you would have lost trying to make it work. You may not know how tired your spirit would have become, but life knows. Life sees the hidden cost. Life sees the road beyond the bend. Life sees the energy behind what your eyes are attached to. And sometimes, in its love, life does not allow you to keep walking toward what would make you smaller. Trusting this does not mean you never feel sadness. It means sadness is no longer the only truth you hold. You can feel the sadness and also trust the protection. You can miss what left and also believe you are being guided. You can grieve the old dream and still leave space for a better one. Spiritual trust is not pretending everything feels easy. Spiritual trust is allowing a deeper truth to stand beside your pain. It is saying, this hurts, but I am not hopeless. This changed, but I am not forgotten. This left, but life is still bringing me forward. There is something powerful about releasing the idea that what leaves must mean you failed. You did not fail because something ended. You did not fail because someone changed. You did not fail because the outcome was different from what you expected. Life is not a straight line. Healing is not a straight line. Love is not always a straight line. Growth often comes through curves, delays, changes, endings, and new beginnings you did not ask for. You are not doing life wrong because you are being redirected. You are being invited into a path that matches who you are becoming now, not only who you were when the old desire began. Think of how much you have changed. The things you wanted from fear may no longer match the life you are ready to build from love. The things you accepted when you did not know your worth may no longer fit the person who is beginning to honor herself or himself more deeply. The spaces where you once shrank may now feel too tight because your spirit is expanding. So when something leaves, ask yourself gently, is this leaving because I am losing, or is this leaving because I am growing? Many times, growth feels like loss in the beginning. the old shell breaks, the old comfort fades, the old identity dissolves. But what comes after is more honest. What comes after is more alive. Do not be afraid of the space between what left and what is coming. That space can feel uncertain, but it is also sacred. It is where your energy returns to you. It is where your heart learns to beat for itself again. It is where you remember the sound of your own inner voice. It is where you stop asking, "How do I get back what left?" and begin asking, "What kind of life is trying to meet me now?" This space is not a punishment. It is a preparation. It is life giving you time to clear the old fear from your hands before placing something new inside them. What is coming next may require a calmer you, a more self-loving you, a you who no longer ignores red flags because you are afraid to be alone, a you who no longer accepts confusion as connection, a you who no longer calls anxiety love, a you who no longer believes that struggle is the price of being chosen. If life is removing something, it may be because the next blessing needs you to stop living in the energy of the old wound. It may be because your next chapter cannot be built on the same fear that held the last one together. Let your heart consider this. What if the thing leaving is not being pulled from you, but released from you? What if you are not being emptied, but unburdened? What if life is not making you lonely, but making you available for true connection? What if life is not taking your dream, but removing the version that was too small? What if the silence is not rejection, but a place where your own soul can finally speak? These questions do not demand immediate answers. They simply open a window. They allow a little light to enter the room where fear has been sitting. You are allowed to trust slowly. You are allowed to let your heart learn a new way. You do not need to wake up suddenly free from every attachment, but you can begin by softening the fight. You can begin by no longer calling the ending your enemy. You can begin by saying, "Maybe life knows something I do not know yet. Maybe this removal is protecting a future I cannot see. Maybe I am being guided toward a peace I have not yet met." Let that be enough for now. Let the possibility of good become a small flame inside you. There is a future version of you who understands. There is a future version of you who looks back at this moment with softer eyes. That version may say, "I know why it had to happen. I know why it could not stay. I know why life did not answer the way I wanted. I know why the door closed." And that version of you is not bitter. That version is peaceful. That version is wiser. That version is grateful that you kept going. That version is grateful that you did not build your whole life around what was leaving. That version is grateful that even while your heart was shaking, some deeper part of you chose trust. You are becoming that version now. Not all at once. Not through force. Not through pretending. You become that version each time you stop chasing old pain. You become that version each time you speak kindly to yourself. You become that version each time you choose dignity over desperation. You become that version each time you let life close a door without making it mean you are unloved. You become that version each time you whisper, "I trust what life is bringing next." What is leaving is not always a loss. Sometimes it is the clearing before peace. Sometimes it is the ending of an old contract with fear. Sometimes it is the moment life stops letting you betray yourself. Sometimes it is the quiet beginning of a more beautiful alignment. You may not see the beauty yet, but beauty can be forming before it is visible. Seeds grow in darkness before they rise into Shishu light. Healing happens quietly before the heart feels free. New beginnings often begin as empty rooms. Do not fear the empty room. Bless it, let it breathe, let it be prepared. The life that is meant for you will not need you to be less than yourself to enter. The love that is meant for you will not require you to fight for every small sign of care. The peace that is meant for you will not make your body live in constant fear. The path that is meant for you will not ask you to keep betraying your own spirit. So if something is leaving, let yourself ask, was this truly feeding my soul, or was I only afraid to release it? The answer may come gently. It may come in feelings before words. It may come as a calm knowing in the center of your chest. Trust the quiet truth when it arrives. You are not losing your life. You are losing what cannot come with you into the next version of it. You are not being forgotten. You are being invited to remember yourself. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are not being left empty. You are being opened. And what life brings next may not look the way you imagined, but it may feel more peaceful than what you were trying so hard to keep. So let what is leaving leave with blessing. Let what is ending end without turning your heart against itself. Let what is changing change without calling yourself broken. Speak to life with open hands and a softer spirit. Say, I release what has completed its time with me. I honor what it taught me. I trust what life is bringing next. I am safe in this change. I am guided in this space. I am ready to receive what is honest, peaceful, and meant for my highest good. There is a quiet kind of pain that comes when you keep holding on to something that is already trying to leave. At first, it may not look like pain. It may look like hope. It may look like love. It may look like patience. It may look like loyalty. You tell yourself that you are only giving it time. You tell yourself that maybe things will change. You tell yourself that if you stay a little longer, explain a little more, care a little harder, or prove your heart a little deeper, then life will return things to the way they were. But slowly, something inside you begins to feel tired. Your mind becomes full of questions. Your heart becomes heavy from waiting. Your body begins to carry the weight of a story that no longer feels peaceful. Holding on too long does not only keep you connected to what is leaving, it also keeps you away from what is trying to arrive. It keeps your eyes on the closing door. It keeps your energy tied to the old chapter. It keeps your spirit standing in a place where life is no longer asking you to stand. And this is why it hurts so deeply. It is not only the thing itself that causes pain. It is the fight inside you. It is the distance between what life is showing you and what your heart still wants to believe. It is the struggle between truth and attachment. My love, when something has completed its season, holding on becomes heavy. It does not mean you did not love enough. It does not mean you were not patient enough. It does not mean you failed. It simply means that your energy was never meant to live forever in a place where peace cannot grow. You were not created to live in constant fear of losing what is already slipping away. You were not created to beg life to keep alive something that no longer feels alive in return. You were not created to make your heart smaller so an old chapter could continue. There comes a moment when the soul begins to whisper, "This is costing too much." It may not shout. It may not arrive with a clear answer. It may come as a tired feeling in your chest. It may come as a heaviness when you think about reaching back again. It may come as a deep knowing that you have been giving your peace to something that no longer gives peace back to you. Listen to that whisper. It is not bitterness. It is wisdom. It is the part of you that still knows you deserve a life that does not require you to suffer in order to feel connected. Holding on too long can make you forget what peace feels like. You begin to think that worry is normal. You begin to think that confusion is love. You begin to think that waiting in pain is devotion. You begin to accept small pieces of comfort as if they are enough to carry a whole life. But peace has a different feeling. Peace does not make you chase. Peace does not make you lose yourself. Peace does not ask you to keep proving that you are worth staying for. Peace feels steady. Peace feels kind. Peace gives your heart space to open, not reasons to tighten. Sometimes the heart holds on because it remembers the beautiful parts. It remembers the warm beginning. It remembers the promise. It remembers the hope. It remembers the version of the situation that once made everything feel possible. And there is nothing wrong with remembering. The beautiful parts were real. The love you felt was real. The meaning you gave it was real. But the present is real too. And if the present is showing you distance, pain, confusion, or a lack of peace, you must let the present speak. You cannot live only inside the memory of what something used to be. You must be honest about what it is now. This honesty can feel painful. but it is also the beginning of freedom. When you stop lying to yourself about what is hurting you, your healing begins to open. When you stop calling pain patience, your heart begins to breathe again. When you stop calling fear love, your soul begins to return. When you stop calling self-abandonment loyalty, life can finally show you what true alignment feels like. Honesty is not cruelty. Honesty is love without illusion. Honesty is the light that allows you to see where your energy has been trapped. There may be a part of you that says, "But I have already given so much. I cannot leave now. I cannot release this after everything I invested." But my dear, the time you gave does not mean you must give the rest of your life. The love you gave does not mean you must keep suffering. The hope you carried does not mean you must carry the pain forever. Nothing you gave is wasted when you turn it into wisdom. Every tear can become clarity. Every disappointment can become self-respect. Every delay can teach you what your spirit truly needs. Holding on because of the past can steal the future from your hands. You may think you are saving the connection, saving the dream, saving the old plan. But in truth, you may be losing yourself in the process. You may be losing your joy, your sleep, your calm, your confidence, your trust in life. And nothing that asks you to lose yourself completely can be the final home for your soul. What is meant for you will not require you to disappear. What is meant for you will not need your constant panic to survive. What is meant for you will meet you with a feeling of truth, not a daily fear of collapse. Look at how much energy it takes to hold on to what is leaving. The mind repeats the same moments. The heart searches for signs. The body waits for relief. You may find yourself checking, wondering, hoping, fearing, comparing, remembering, and imagining. You may try to read meaning into silence. You may replay old words. You may ask yourself what you could have done differently. This is exhausting because it pulls you out of the present. It keeps you living inside a question that may not have an answer you can control. Life is not asking you to keep solving what has already revealed itself. Some things do not need more analysis, they need release. Some doors do not need more knocking, they need blessing. Some chapters do not need more rewriting, they need completion. You do not have to keep turning your heart into a courtroom searching for proof, blame, and reasons. You can choose peace without having every detail explained. You can choose freedom without forcing someone or something to admit what you already feel. You can choose yourself without hating what is leaving. This is very important. Letting go does not mean you must make the past ugly. You do not have to hate what you once loved. You do not have to call it meaningless. You do not have to become hard. You can release with softness. You can say, "This mattered, and now it is complete." You can say, "I loved deeply, and now I choose peace." You can say, I wanted this to stay, but I trust life enough to let it move. That kind of release is powerful because it does not come from anger. It comes from inner dignity. Your dignity is sacred. Do not trade it for the chance to keep something that no longer honors your spirit. Do not trade your calm for old attachment. Do not trade your self-worth for a place in a story that keeps making you feel unwanted, unseen, or unsure. You are allowed to stand up inside your own heart and say, I will not keep hurting myself to keep this alive. That sentence is not rage, shanten. It is healing. It is the moment when your soul remembers that love should include you too. Sometimes you keep holding on because you believe the pain will become unbearable if you let go. But the pain of release is different from the pain of resistance. The pain of release moves, it cleans, it teaches, it softens with time. The pain of resistance repeats, it tightens, it circles, it keeps asking for the same answer and never feels satisfied. When you release, you may cry, but your soul begins to move forward. When you resist, you may avoid the first ache, but you stay trapped in a longer one. Freedom may hurt at first, but it heals. Attachment may comfort for a moment, but it can keep the wound open. Let your heart understand this gently. You are not being asked to throw away your feelings. You are being invited to stop letting your feelings keep you chained to what is no longer aligned. Feelings are meant to move through you. They are not meant to become a prison. Grief can pass through. Love can remain as wisdom. Memory can become soft instead of sharp. But this can only happen when you stop feeding the fight. You cannot heal a wound while you keep opening it to see if it still hurts. The old chapter may call to you sometimes. It may call through memory. It may call through loneliness. It may call through fear. It may call through the part of you that wants the familiar even when the familiar was painful. When that happens, speak to yourself like someone you love. Say, I know you miss what was. I know you wanted a different ending. But we are safe to continue. We are safe to let life bring something new. We are safe to choose peace. These words do not erase the feeling, but they guide it. They help the heart remember that longing is not a command. Missing something does not mean you must return to it. Holding on too long can also keep your identity tied to pain. You may begin to see yourself as the one who was left, the one who was disappointed, the one who had to wait, the one who was not chosen, the one who lost. But you are more than what happened. You are more than who stayed or left. You are more than the dream that changed. You are more than the answer you did not receive. You are life itself, still unfolding. You are a soul with more chapters. You are a heart still capable of peace. Do not let one ending name you. There is a new identity waiting for you beyond the fight. It is the identity of someone who trusts herself, someone who listens to inner truth, Someone who no longer needs to convince what is leaving to stay. Someone who believes that life can bring love, peace, and goodness in new forms. This version of you is not cold. This version of you is not bitter. This version of you is free. This version still loves, but does not abandon itself. This version still hopes, but does not build hope on fear. This version still remembers, but does not live in the memory. The pain of holding on too long is often the pain of not trusting on what comes after. So you stay with what you know because the unknown feels too wide. But the unknown is not empty. It is full of life that has not yet taken shape. It is full of possibilities that could not fit into the old plan. It is full of peace you have not yet felt. It is full of people, moments, opportunities, and inner changes that need space to meet you. You cannot receive the new while your hands are wrapped around the old, and you cannot see the new while your eyes are fixed only on what is disappearing. Open hands may feel strange at first. They may feel empty. They may tremble. But open hands are also ready hands. They can receive. They can bless. They can build. They can hold something that does not require a fight. Closed hands can only grip what is already there. Open hands can welcome what life is bringing next. So if life is asking your hands to open, trust that it is not trying to leave you with nothing. It is preparing you to hold differently. You have carried enough. You have replayed enough. You have blamed yourself enough. You have questioned your worth enough. The time has come to let your spirit rest from the fight. Not because you do not care, but because your peace matters. Not because the past meant nothing, but because your future means something too. Not because release is easy, but because staying tied to what is leaving has become too heavy for the person you are becoming. Say within yourself, I release the fight. I release the need to keep what is already leaving. I give myself permission to stop struggling with life. I allow my heart to heal. I allow my energy to return. I allow peace to become more important than attachment. Let those words be gentle inside you. Let them be a warm light moving through the places that have been tired. You are not losing yourself by letting go. You are finding yourself again. When something leaves, the heart naturally looks backward. It looks at what changed. It looks at what did not work. It looks at what it wanted. It looks at the empty place and wonders how life could ever fill it again. But trust begins when you let your heart turn forward, even a little. Trust begins when you allow yourself to believe that the future is not only a place of fear, but also a place of blessing. Trust begins when you stop saying, nothing good can happen now, and begin saying, life is still bringing me forward. What life is bringing next may not be visible yet, but invisible does not mean absent. Seeds are invisible before they rise. Healing is invisible before peace returns. A new path is often invisible before the first step becomes clear. There are many things moving in your life that your eyes cannot see yet. There are inner changes forming beneath the surface. There are new understandings taking root. There are old patterns losing their power. There are future moments quietly being prepared. Trust is the choice to believe that life is working even when the evidence has not arrived in the form you expected. You may want proof before you trust. You may want the next door to open before you release the one behind you. You may want life to show you the full plan so your heart can feel safe. But life often asks for trust before the full picture appears. Not because life wants to test you, but because trust is what opens the heart. Trust changes your energy. Trust softens the body. Trust quiets the mind. Trust makes room inside you for guidance to be heard. When you are full of panic, it is hard to receive the gentle signs of life. When you are full of trust, even a small sign feels like light. Trust does not mean you pretend everything is perfect. It means you stop assuming everything is falling apart. It means you give life permission to arrange what your mind cannot control. It means you believe that a closed door can still be part of a loving path. It means you allow the unknown to hold possibility instead of only fear. Trust is not weakness. Trust is a deep inner strength. It says, I may not understand this moment, but I refuse to believe I have been abandoned by life. There is a quiet power in saying, I trust what life is bringing next. At first, the words may feel bigger than your belief. That is all right. Let them be an invitation. Let them be a doorway. Let them be a new direction for your heart. You do not have to believe them perfectly. You only have to be willing to stop repeating the opposite. If you have spent many nights telling yourself that nothing good is coming, it will take love and patience to teach your heart a new truth. Begin gently. Say, I am willing to trust what life is bringing next. I am willing to believe that good can still find me. I am willing to open to a future that feels kinder than my past. The future does not need your fear in order to arrive. It needs your openness. It needs your willingness to stop filling every empty space with old pain. It needs you to let life surprise you. Sometimes what comes next is not a big event. Sometimes it is a return of calm. Sometimes it is a clearer mind. Sometimes it is the strength to choose yourself. Sometimes it is a new desire that feels more honest. Sometimes it is a person who meets you with more peace. Sometimes it is a quiet morning where you realize you are no longer aching in the same way. Do not only look for miracles in dramatic forms. Life often begins again softly. What life is bringing next may first come as inner peace. and that peace is not small. Peace is a blessing. Peace is a new home inside your own body. Peace is the space where your thoughts stop attacking you. Peace is the place where you no longer need to chase every answer. Peace is the beginning of a new life, because when you are peaceful, you choose differently. You speak differently. You receive differently. You notice what you used to ignore. You stop calling chaos exciting. You stop calling uncertainty love. You stop reaching for things that cost you your center. Trusting what comes next means believing that peace is part of your path. You are not meant to live forever in tension. You are not meant to always wonder where you stand. You are not meant to keep reading small signs from what refuses to give clear love. You are not meant to make a home out of confusion. Life can bring you something more stable than that. Life can bring you something that does not require you to shrink. Life can bring you relationships, work, ideas, healing, and moments that meet you with a feeling of alignment. But first, you must stop insisting that the old form is the only way good can come. Sometimes the heart says, "But I wanted it to be this." And life answers, "I know, but I can bring you better than what you were able to imagine from pain." When we are afraid, we often desire from a small place. We ask for the return of what is familiar because we do not yet know how to dream beyond it. We ask for the old door because we cannot yet see the wider path. We ask for the person who left because we cannot yet feel the love that begins within ourselves. We ask for life to restore what was, when life may be trying to give us what is more true. Trust is allowing life to know more than your fear. Trust is allowing divine timing to move without your constant pressure. Trust is allowing the next chapter to be different from the last one. Trust is allowing yourself to become new. Because sometimes what life is bringing next cannot enter the version of you that is still fighting the old ending. It needs the version of you that is ready to receive without fear. It needs the version of you that knows your worth. It needs the version of you that no longer confuses attachment with destiny. You are being prepared, even in this uncertainty. Every time you choose not to chase what is leaving, you strengthen self-respect. Every time you return your attention to your own healing, you call your energy back. Every time you speak kindly to your heart, you build inner safety. Every time you trust that good can still come, you open a new path in your mind. This is not nothing. This is the quiet work of becoming ready. Life is not only changing your circumstances, it is changing the way you meet yourself. What comes next may require you to know that you are worthy before it arrives, not after, before. You must not wait for a person, result, or sign to tell you that you matter. You must begin to treat yourself as someone who matters now. You must begin to speak as if your heart is listening, because it is. You must begin to choose as if your peace is valuable, because it is. You must begin to walk as if life is not finished blessing you, because it is not. This inner shift changes everything. When your energy no longer says, "Please choose me," it begins to say, "I choose myself, and I welcome what chooses me with love." Chum. There is no need to force what is next. You do not have to run toward the future to escape the past. You do not have to fill the space quickly. You do not have to prove you have moved on. Let life bring what is aligned. Let your heart become steady first. Let your spirit clear. Let the noise settle. The next chapter does not need to be grabbed. It needs to be received. And receiving begins when you stop gripping what has already completed its time. Many people think trust means doing nothing, but trust is not empty. Trust is active in a quiet way. Trust means you care for yourself while life unfolds. Trust means you make choices from peace instead of panic. Trust means you stop speaking hopelessness over your future. Trust means you stop opening old wounds to check if they are still there. Trust means you give your heart the kind of love you used to wait for from outside. Trust means you become available for good without demanding that good arrive in only one shape. Say to yourself, "I am available for what is kind. I am available for what is peaceful. I am available for what honors my heart. I am available for what life is bringing next." Feel the difference in that energy. It is not desperate. It is not chasing. It is not closed. It is open, calm, and worthy. It tells life, "I no longer need to force what does not flow. I am ready to receive what comes with truth." There are blessings that cannot reach a heart that is still arguing with yesterday. Not because you are being punished, but because your attention is your doorway. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. If all your energy is tied to what left, you may not notice what is beginning. You may miss the small signs of renewal. You may miss the soft return of your own joy. You may miss the new idea, the new connection, the new peace, the new sense of self. Turn gently toward life again. Not all at once, not with pressure, but with willingness. Life is still speaking. It speaks through the calm that comes after you choose not to chase. It speaks through the relief you feel when you stop explaining yourself. It speaks through the quiet strength that rises when you honor your boundary. It speaks through the softness that returns when you stop blaming yourself. It speaks through every moment that reminds you you are still here, still growing, still loved. The next thing life brings may first be a deeper relationship with yourself. And that is one of the greatest blessings of all. Trust what life is bringing next, because life has carried you before. Think of all the moments you thought you could not survive, and yet you are here. Think of the doors that closed before, and how some of them saved you. Think of the people, places, and plans you once believed you could never live without, and how life still found a way to move you forward. You may not have understood then, but you grew. You changed, you learned, you became stronger, softer, wiser. The same life that carried you through those seasons is carrying you now. This does not mean you will never feel fear. Fear may visit, sadness may visit, memory may visit, but they do not have to lead the way. Let trust lead, let peace lead, let your deeper knowing lead. When fear says, "This ending is the end of everything," let trust answer, "This ending is making room for what is next." When sadness says, "I have lost too much," let love answer, "Nothing real within me has been lost." When the mind says, "I cannot see the path," let the soul answer, "The path is still forming beneath me." You do not need to beg life to be good to you. Life is already moving with a wisdom greater than fear. You do not need to force the future to arrive. The future is already being shaped by the energy you are choosing now. You do not need to know every detail. You only need to stop declaring that nothing good can come. Speak blessing over the space ahead. Speak gentleness over your unknown. Speak hope into the places that fear has tried to claim. Say, "I trust the life that is coming toward me. I trust the peace that is finding me. I trust the love that begins within me. I trust the doors that open when I stop forcing closed ones. I trust that what is meant for my highest good can reach me in the right way." Let these words become a new atmosphere inside you. Let them soften the panic. Let them teach your heart that the future is not your enemy. Something is coming from this release. It may be clarity. It may be peace. It may be a new beginning. It may be a stronger love for yourself. It may be a life that feels less like a fight and more like a home. Do not decide too early that nothing is happening. Do not judge the seed while it is still beneath the soil. Do not call the space empty when life may be preparing it. Trust the quiet movement. Trust the unseen work. Trust the way your heart is slowly becoming free. You are not standing at the end. You are standing between chapters. The old one is closing. The new one is not fully visible yet. This space can feel strange, but it is holy. It is where you stop dragging old pain into new doors. It is where you remember your worth before life asks you to receive more. It is where you become calm enough to recognize what truly belongs. Do not rush this space. Let it shape you. Let it clear you. Let it return you to yourself. What life brings next will meet the version of you that you are becoming now. So become the one who trusts. Become the one who chooses peace. Become the one who no longer fights for what makes the soul tired. Become the one who says, "I am ready for what is honest. I am ready for what is kind. I am ready for what is aligned. I am ready for what life is bringing next. Before life brings something new, it often creates space. At first, that space may feel uncomfortable. It may feel like silence. It may feel like waiting. It may feel like something is missing. You may look around and wonder why life has become so quiet. You may wonder why the old chapter ended before the next one arrived. But this space is not empty in the way fear tells you it is empty. This space is sacred. It is the room where life begins to prepare your next blessing. The universe often clears before it fills. It removes the old energy before it brings the new one. It loosens what is heavy before it places something lighter in your hands. It takes away what keeps you looking backward before it invites you to walk forward. This is not because life wants you to suffer. It is because new life needs room. Peace needs room. Love needs room. Clarity needs room. A better future cannot fully enter a heart that is crowded with old fear, old pain, old attachment, and old stories of not being enough. Think about a room filled with things you no longer use. At first, those things may feel comforting because they are familiar. But if every corner is crowded, there is no space for anything new. You may say you want a fresh beginning, but the room is full of the past. So life begins to clear. It removes what you have outgrown. It shows you what no longer fits. It asks you to release what has been taking up space in your heart. The clearing may feel like loss, but it is also preparation. It is life making space for what can truly serve you now. This is why the empty place should not be feared. The empty place is where your energy returns. It is where you stop living in reaction to what hurt you. It is where you begin to hear your own needs again. It is where your heart learns that peace is not boring and calm is not absence. Many people are so used to chaos that peace feels strange at first. They mistake the quiet for loneliness. They mistake the space for rejection. They mistake the calm for nothing happening. But often, the quiet is the healing. The space is the answer. The calm is the blessing beginning. When life removes what is not aligned, it may first feel like your world has become smaller. But in truth, your inner world is becoming wider. You are no longer giving all your energy to the thing that kept you tense. You are no longer shaping your days around uncertainty. You are no longer bending yourself to fit where you no longer belong. This creates space inside you. Space to breathe differently. Space to think clearly. Space to desire from love instead of fear. Space to become honest with yourself. And from that space, a new life can begin. The universe does not need crowded energy to bless you. It needs openness. It needs willingness. It needs a heart that is not so full of yesterday that it cannot receive today. If your heart is still full of resentment, worry, and old attachment, new good may feel unfamiliar. You may not trust it when it comes. You may push it away because it does not feel like what you already know. This is why the clearing matters. It helps your nervous system learn a new kind of safety. It helps your heart become available for peace. It helps you stop confused. Sing intensity with love. Sometimes the universe removes slowly. A connection fades. A desire weakens. A place no longer feels right. An old dream stops bringing joy. A habit begins to feel too heavy. You may try to ignore the signs because change feels uncomfortable. But life keeps speaking. It speaks through your discomfort. It speaks through your tiredness. It speaks through the feeling that something no longer matches. These signs are not there to scare you. They are invitations. They are life saying, there is more for you than this. There is a different way. There is another path. Other times, life removes suddenly. A door closes faster than you expected. A plan changes. A person leaves. A situation ends. The suddenness can shake you because you did not feel ready. But readiness is not always something the mind can measure. Sometimes your soul has been ready long before your mind accepts it. Sometimes the ending arrives because the deeper part of you has already outgrown the old pattern. The human part grieves, but the soul begins to breathe. Both can be true. You can ache and still be guided. You can feel shaken and still be safe. Do not judge the clearing too early. Do not call it punishment while life is still arranging the blessing. Do not call it emptiness while your heart is still being prepared. Many beautiful things begin in silence. A seed is silent beneath the soil. Healing is silent inside the body. Dawn is silent before the light rises. The quiet does not mean nothing is happening. The quiet may mean that life is working in ways too gentle for fear to understand. This space is where you are being invited to release old energy. Old energy can be many things. It can be the belief that you must chase love. It can be the belief that you must earn rest. It can be the belief that endings mean failure. It can be the belief that you are only safe when you are in control. It can be the belief that you must hold everything together by force. These beliefs take up space inside you. They shape what you allow, what you expect, and what you accept. When life creates space, it is giving you a chance to question them. It is asking, do you still want to carry this into your next chapter? You do not have to carry old fear into the new life. You do not have to carry old guilt. You do not have to carry the feeling that you were not enough. You do not have to carry the story that what left has the final word over your future. You can put these down gently. You can say, this belief belongs to an old season. I bless what it tried to teach me. I no longer need it to guide me. This is how the space becomes clean. This is how the heart becomes open. This is how more can come. What the universe brings next may need a clear place to land. If you have asked for peace, life may first remove what keeps you in panic. If you have asked for love, life may first remove what keeps you chasing. If you have asked for abundance, life may first remove the belief that you are unworthy of receiving. If you have asked for a new beginning, life may first remove the old identity that keeps saying you cannot begin again. The removal is part of the answer. The space is part of the gift. There is a simple truth here. You cannot receive what is aligned while you are still clinging to what is misaligned. You cannot fully welcome peace while still choosing what disturbs it. You cannot fully welcome love while still accepting what makes you doubt your worth. You cannot fully welcome a new path while still refusing to leave the old road. Life is not asking you to reject your past. It is asking you to stop letting the past block your future. The space before more arrives can feel tender. You may feel uncertain. You may feel tempted to fill it quickly. You may want to reach for anything that makes the emptiness disappear. But do not rush to fill sacred space with old patterns. Do not invite back what life worked hard to clear. Do not return to what broke your peace only because quiet feels unfamiliar. Let the space stay open long enough to teach you. Let it show you who you are without the old attachment. Let it show you how strong your heart can become when it is no longer living in constant reaction. In this space, you may begin to notice yourself again. You may notice what you like, what you need, what makes you feel calm, what makes you feel heavy, what your heart has been trying to say, what your body has been carrying. This noticing is part of the blessing. When life removes what was loud, you can hear what is true. When life clears what was heavy, you can feel what is light. When life takes away what consumed your energy, you can finally use that energy to heal, create, rest, and open. Do not underestimate the gift of returned energy. When you stop fighting what is leaving, energy comes back to you. The energy you used to spend worrying can become peace. The energy you used to spend chasing can become self-love. The energy you used to spend proving can become creativity. The energy you used to spend waiting can become movement. This is how life gives you more. Sometimes it does not first give you a new object, a new person, or a new result. Sometimes it gives you yourself back, and that is the beginning of everything. The universe makes space before it sends more, because you are not meant to receive from desperation. You are meant to receive from worthiness. Desperation says, anything is better than this empty space. Worthiness says, I will wait for what feels honest. I will welcome what brings peace. I will not betray myself just to avoid being alone with my own heart. This shift matters. It changes what you attract. It changes what you choose. It changes what you allow to stay. When you stand in worthiness, you no longer grab at every sign. You no longer call every familiar feeling destiny. You no longer mistake the return of old pain for the return of love. You become more still inside. You become more clear. You begin to recognize the difference between what excites your wound and what nourishes your soul. And because of that, what life brings next can be received with more wisdom. There is nothing wrong with wanting more. You are allowed to want love. You are allowed to want success. You are allowed to want healing, joy, beauty, comfort, and support. But first, let life clear the place where those blessings will live. Let it remove the belief that you must struggle for every good thing. Let it remove the idea that you are forgotten. Let it remove the fear that peace will never come. Let it remove what keeps your heart closed. More is not only something outside you. More begins as an inner space that is ready to receive. Say gently within yourself, I allow life to make space for my highest good. I release what no longer belongs in my energy. I welcome what is peaceful, loving, and true. I trust that this space is preparing me for more. These words are not meant to force the future. They are meant to soften your relationship with the present. They help you stop fearing the space. They help you bless the clearing. They help you remember that life can be working even in the quiet. Your heart may ask, how long will this space last? But the deeper question is, who am I becoming inside this space? Are you becoming more trusting, more loving toward yourself, more honest, more peaceful, more willing to let go of what does not honor you? If so, then the space is not wasted. It is shaping you. It is making you ready not only to receive more, but to keep more without losing yourself. What is coming next will not need the old fear to guide it. It will need your presence. It will need your openness. It will need your self-respect. It will need the quieter, wiser version of you that is being formed right now. This is why the clearing matters so much. It is not only changing your outer life, it is changing the inner place from which you live. Let the old energy leave. Let the old story loosen. Let the old fear lose its voice. Let the empty space become holy instead of frightening. Let it become a place where you say, I do not know everything yet, but I trust that life is preparing something good. I trust that what leaves creates room. I trust that what is meant can find me. I trust that I am safe while life rearranges. The universe is not asking you to chase what is next. It is asking you to become ready for it, ready in your heart, ready in your worth, ready in your peace, ready in your willingness to receive without shrinking. What comes next may arrive gently. It may arrive quietly. It may arrive in a form you did not plan. But if your heart is open, you will recognize it by the way it feels. It will not require the old fight. It will not ask you to become less. It will not make your soul feel unsafe. It will feel like something within you can finally rest. So do not curse the space. Bless it. Do not fear the clearing. Trust it. Do not run back to what has already shown you its season is complete. Let life finish what it is lovingly removing. Let your hands open. Let your heart soften. Let your energy return. The universe makes space before it sends more, and this space around you now may be the beginning of a life that feels more honest, more peaceful, and more deeply aligned than the one you were trying so hard to keep. There comes a tender point in every ending where the mind wants to know why. It wants a clear reason. It wants a full answer. It wants life to explain every detail, every delay, every silence, every change. The mind says, if I can understand it, then maybe I can accept it. If I can find the reason, then maybe the pain will soften. If I can see the whole picture, then maybe I will finally feel safe. And because of this, you may keep turning the same thoughts over and over, searching for the sentence that will make everything make sense. But my love, not every answer arrives at the moment you ask for it. Some answers come later when the heart is softer. Some answers come after distance. Some answers come when you are no longer trying to force them. Some answers do not come as words at all. They come as peace. They come as relief. They come as the quiet knowing that you no longer need to keep reopening the same wound. The mind may want reasons, but the soul often heals through trust before it fully understands. You may be asking, why did this have to leave? Why did this change? Why did I care so deeply if it was not meant to stay? Why did life allow me to hope, only to bring me here? These questions are human. They come from a heart that wanted to love, wanted to believe, wanted to hold something beautiful. Do not shame yourself for asking them. Do not make yourself wrong for wanting clarity, but also do not let the search for clarity become another way to stay tied to pain. Sometimes the mind asks, why? Because it truly wants wisdom. But sometimes the mind asks, why? Because it is trying to bargain with the ending. It thinks that if it can find the reason, maybe it can change the result. It thinks that if it can understand every piece, maybe it can go back and fix what life is already removing. This is where suffering grows, not from the question itself, but from the belief that you cannot move forward until every detail is explained. You can move forward with unanswered questions. You can heal without knowing everything. You can trust life even while part of you is still learning what this moment means. There is a deeper kind of peace that does not depend on having every answer. It is the peace that says, I may not understand this yet, but I will not keep hurting myself while I wait for understanding. It is the peace that says, I do not need to know the full reason in order to choose my own healing. It is the peace that says, life can be working for me in ways my mind cannot explain today. This kind of peace is not weak, it is wise. It understands that the mind can only see a small part of the path, but life can see the whole road. Think about how many times in your life something did not make sense at first. A delay, a closed door, a changed plan, a relationship that faded, a dream that did not unfold the way you wanted. In the beginning, you may have felt confused, hurt, or even forgotten. But later, with time, you saw something you could not see before. You saw how the delay protected you. You saw how the closed door turned you toward a better direction. You saw how the ending made space for a stronger version of you. You saw how what once felt like rejection was really redirection. Life has done this before, and life can do it again. You do not need to force meaning out of the moment while your heart is still tender. Meaning often appears gently. It rises when you stop chasing it. It becomes clear when you have lived a little further down the road. Right now, your work is not to solve the entire mystery of your life. Your work is to care for the part of you that feels shaken. Your work is to stop fighting the change. Your work is to let your heart rest in the possibility that this, too, can become part of your healing. When something leaves, the mind may create many stories. It may say, "I was not enough." It may say, "I did something wrong." It may say, "Nothing good stays with me." It may say, "This always happens." But these are not answers. These are wounds speaking. These are old fears trying to explain a new pain. Do not accept every thought as truth just because it arrives with strong emotion. A painful thought can feel powerful and still be untrue. A fearful thought can sound convincing and still be only fear. The truth may be much kinder than the story your mind is telling. Maybe this left because it could not meet the person you are becoming. Maybe this changed because your spirit was ready for a more honest life. Maybe this door closed because it was leading you away from your peace. Maybe this ending is not proof that you are unloved, but proof that life will no longer let you settle for what keeps you small. You may not know for certain today, but you can choose the kinder possibility. You can choose not to use this ending as evidence against yourself. There is no healing in blaming yourself for what life is removing. There is no freedom in repeating every moment and asking what you should have done differently. If there is a lesson, it will come with clarity, not cruelty. If there is wisdom, it will come with softness, not self-attack. Life does not need you to punish yourself in order to grow. Growth can come through love. Growth can come through honesty. Growth can come through a gentle willingness to see what was true and release what is done. Let yourself stop needing the perfect explanation. Let yourself stop asking the same question in a way that keeps your heart trapped. Let yourself say, "I do not know everything, and still I am safe." There is power in that. There is freedom in that. There is a deep spiritual maturity in no longer or demanding that life explain every movement before you agree to trust it. You can trust the process without understanding every piece of it. You can trust the direction without seeing the final place. The need to understand everything often comes from a desire to control pain. The mind believes that if it can explain the pain, it can prevent it from happening again. It wants to protect you. It wants to build a wall around your heart. But your heart does not need a wall. It needs wisdom. It needs care. It needs a deeper trust in itself. You cannot protect your future by becoming closed. You protect your future by becoming clear, loving, and honest with yourself. You protect your peace by listening when something no longer feels right. You protect your energy by no longer forcing what does not flow. There is a difference between reflection and obsession. Reflection brings understanding. Obsession brings exhaustion. Reflection feels like a clear light. Obsession feels like a heavy circle. Reflection helps you grow. Obsession keeps you tied to the past. When you think about what happened, ask yourself gently, is this thought helping me heal, or is it keeping me in the same pain? If it is helping you see with more love, let it teach you. If it is only making you suffer again, let it pass. You do not have to follow every thought to the end. Some answers belong to time. Some answers belong to distance. Some answers belong to a future version of you who will understand more than you do now. Let that be comforting. You do not have to carry the full meaning today. You do not have to make this moment make perfect sense. You only have to allow yourself to keep living, keep softening, keep trusting, keep opening to what is still possible. One day, what feels confusing may become clear. One day, what feels like loss may reveal its hidden protection. One day, what feels like silence may be understood as life's quiet guidance. And even if you never receive the exact answer your mind wants, you can still receive peace. Peace does not always come from knowing why. Sometimes peace comes from accepting that you deserve to stop suffering. Sometimes peace comes from no longer needing another person, situation, or outcome to explain your worth. Sometimes peace comes from realizing that the ending does not need to be fully understood in order to be fully released. You can say, I release the need to understand every detail. I trust that life is guiding me even through what I cannot explain. I allow peace to come before the answer. I allow my heart to heal before the full reason is clear. Let those words rest inside you. They do not close your mind. They open your spirit. They do not deny your questions. They simply stop your questions from ruling your life. My dear, the soul does not always speak in long explanations. Sometimes it speaks through a feeling of relief. Sometimes it speaks through the quiet sense that you are done fighting. Sometimes it speaks through the simple truth that you cannot keep abandoning your peace. Trust those quiet messages. They may be softer than the mind's questions, but they are often much wiser. The mind wants to know the map. The soul knows the direction. Do not wait for every answer before you choose yourself. Do not wait for full understanding before you stop chasing what is leaving. Do not wait for someone else to explain your pain before you give yourself comfort. You can comfort yourself now. You can release now. You can open now. You can trust now. Understanding may come later, but healing can begin here. Life may not be asking you to figure everything out. It may be asking you to finally let yourself be carried. It may be asking you to stop turning uncertainty into fear. It may be asking you to let the unknown become a place of trust. There are moments when the strongest thing you can say is, I do not know, but I trust. I do not see, but I am guided. I do not understand yet, but I am safe. Let this be the turning point. You no longer need to hold your healing hostage until every question is answered. You no longer need to keep your heart in the past until the past explains itself. You no longer need to make pain your teacher forever. You can receive the lesson and release the weight. You can honor what happened and still move forward. You can be grateful for what it showed you and still trust what is coming next. When life removes something, it is not only changing your outer world, it is also shaping your inner world. It is inviting you to become someone who can receive better, not from fear, not from desperation, not from the old belief that you must earn love through suffering, but from a place of worth. This is one of the hidden gifts of release. What leaves creates space not only around you, but within you. And in that space, a new version of you can begin to rise. The person who can receive better is not the person who never feels pain. It is the person who no longer lets pain decide their worth. It is the person who can say, this hurt me, but it does not define me. This ended, but I am still whole. This changed, but I am still loved by life. That kind of inner strength is quiet. It does not need to prove itself. It does not need to make the past wrong. It simply stands in truth and says, I am ready to live differently now. What life is bringing next may require you to love yourself in a deeper way. Not the kind of love that only appears when everything is going well. Not the kind of love that depends on being chosen by someone else. A deeper love. The kind that stays with you when things fall away. The kind that speaks gently to you when your heart is tired. The kind that reminds you that your value is not decided by who leaves, who stays, who understands, or who does not. This love becomes the ground beneath your next chapter. If you are being prepared for better, then your old patterns may begin to feel uncomfortable. You may no longer be able to ignore what once seemed normal. You may begin to notice when something drains you. You may begin to feel the difference between peace and anxiety. You may begin to see where you used to abandon yourself in order to keep connection. You may begin to understand that not every open door is meant for you, and not every familiar feeling is love. This awareness is not a punishment, it is growth. It means your spirit is waking up. Better does not only mean something bigger on the outside. Better means more honest. Better means more peaceful. Better means more aligned with your soul. Better means something that does not require you to become smaller to keep it. Better means something that does not make you question your worth every day. Better means something that meets your heart with clarity, kindness, and respect. If life is preparing you for better, it may first teach you to stop accepting what only feels familiar. There is a version of you who no longer begs for what should be freely given. There is a version of you who no longer thinks love must feel like confusion. There is a version of you who no longer makes excuses for what keeps hurting your heart. There is a version of you who can receive peace because peace no longer feels strange. This version is not far away. This version is forming through every choice you make now. Every time you stop chasing, you become this version. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you become this version. Every time you speak kindly to yourself, you become this version. To receive better, you must allow your nervous system to learn safety. If you have lived for a long time in tension, peace may feel unfamiliar at first. You may mistake calm for boredom. You may mistake stability for lack of passion. You may feel drawn back toward what is uncertain because uncertainty is what your body knows. This is why healing matters. You are not only changing your thoughts, you are teaching your whole being that love can be gentle. You are teaching your heart that peace is not something to fear. You are teaching your body that it does not have to live in constant alertness to feel connected. Be patient with yourself as you learn this. Do not judge yourself for craving old patterns. Do not shame yourself for missing what hurt you. The heart takes time to understand what the soul already knows. Speak to yourself with tenderness. Say, I am learning to receive what is good for me. I am learning to feel safe in peace. I am learning to choose what honors my heart. These words carry a new energy. They do not force you. They guide you. They remind you that growth is allowed to be gentle. The person who can receive better also has stronger boundaries. Boundaries are not walls against love. They are doors that open only to what honors your spirit. When you have no boundary, everything can enter. Confusion, disrespect, fear, old pain, mixed signals, heavy energy. But when you honor Wasau, our boundary, you begin to tell life, I know my heart is sacred. I know my peace matters. I know I am allowed to choose what stays close to me. This is not selfish. This is self-respect. And self-respect is one of the ways you prepare for a better life. A boundary may sound like, I no longer chase what is leaving. It may sound like, I no longer explain my worth to what refuses to see it. It may sound like, I no longer make a home in uncertainty. It may sound like, I choose peace even when my attachment wants the past. These are not harsh words. They are healing words. They protect the part of you that is learning to trust life again. They protect the future that is trying to arrive. To receive better, you must stop believing that love comes only after struggle. This belief keeps so many hearts tied to pain. They think that if something is hard, it must be meaningful. They think that if they suffer enough, they will finally be rewarded. They think that if they prove enough, someone or something will finally choose them. But love is not a prize for self-abandonment. Peace is not a reward for pain. What is truly meant for you will not require you to lose yourself first. You are allowed to receive without fighting for every drop of goodness. You are allowed to be loved without begging. You are allowed to be supported without carrying everything alone. You are allowed to rest without earning it through exhaustion. You are allowed to experience ease without fearing that it will be taken away. This may be a new thought for your heart, but let it enter. Let it become possible. Let it begin to soften the old belief that life must always be hard before it can be good. Sometimes becoming the person who can receive better means releasing the identity of the one who always has to struggle. Maybe you have been strong for so long that softness feels strange. Maybe you have been the giver, the fixer, the one who understands, the one who waits, the one who carries. But the next chapter may ask you to become the receiver too, to receive care, to receive peace, to receive honesty, to receive love that does not need to be pulled from someone's closed hands. This may feel unfamiliar, but it is part of your healing. Your worthiness does not begin when the next blessing arrives. It begins now. You do not become worthy when someone chooses you. You are worthy now. You do not become worthy when life gives you proof. You are worthy now. You do not become worthy when you are fully healed, fully calm, fully certain. You are worthy now, in the middle of becoming, in the middle of learning, in the middle of releasing. And when you begin to live from this worth, you no longer receive from emptiness. You receive from truth. There is a difference between wanting something because you feel whole and wanting something because you feel incomplete. When you feel incomplete, you may accept less because you are afraid nothing else will come. When you remember your who-ness, you can choose with calm eyes. You can say, "This may be familiar, but it is not peaceful. This may be available, but it is not aligned. This may call to my wound, but it does not nourish my soul." That clarity is part of receiving better. Life may be teaching you to stop reaching for what matches your wound and begin opening to what matches your healing. What matches your wound may feel intense. It may feel urgent. It may make you feel like you must prove, chase, wait, or fear. What matches your healing may feel calmer. It may feel steady. It may not create the same rush, but it creates more peace. Learn to honor that peace. Learn to trust what does not disturb your spirit. Learn to recognize love by the safety it brings, not only the emotion it awakens. To receive better, you must also allow yourself to release old guilt. Guilt can make you feel as if you must stay connected to what is leaving. It may tell you that if you release, you are wrong. It may tell you that if you choose yourself, you are selfish. It may tell you that if you stop fighting, you did not care enough. But guilt is not always truth. Sometimes guilt is only the sound of an old pattern losing control. Sometimes guilt appears when you begin choosing yourself because you are not used to being loyal to your own peace. Let guilt speak if it must, but do not let it lead. You can care and still release. You can love and still leave the fight. You can wish someone well and still choose not to carry their energy. You can honor the past and still walk into your future. You can be kind without staying attached. You can be soft without being available for pain. This is what emotional maturity looks like. It is not cold. It is clear. It is love with self-respect. The better life that is coming may need you to stop repeating the old sentence, "I always lose what I love." Replace it with a gentler truth. What is meant for my peace can stay in a healthy way. What leaves is making space for what is aligned. It may need you to stop saying, "I am always left behind," and begin saying, "Life is bringing me forward, even through change." It may need you to stop saying, "Nothing works for me," and begin saying, "I am learning to receive what truly supports me." These new thoughts are not empty words. They are new seeds. They tell your inner world that the future can be different. Becoming the person who can receive better is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming honest. Honest about what hurts. Honest about what heals. Honest about what you truly need. Honest about the ways you have settled. Honest about the peace you are ready for. This honesty opens the door to a new kind of life, because life responds to the truth you are willing to live. You are not being asked to become someone else. You are being asked to become more fully yourself. The self who trusts inner guidance. The self who does not confuse love with fear. The self who knows that endings are not proof of failure. The self who can stand in space without filling it with what no longer fits. The self who says, "I am ready to receive better because I am no longer available for what teaches me to forget my worth." Let those words become part of your new inner foundation. I am ready to receive better. I am ready to be met with peace. I am ready for what honors my heart. I release what taught me to shrink. I welcome what helps me grow. Feel the softness and strength inside them. They do not chase. They do not beg. They open. The person you are becoming may surprise you. You may find yourself calmer than before. You may find yourself less willing to return to old pain. You may find yourself choosing silence where you once would have explained. You may find yourself feeling peace in places where you once felt panic. You may find yourself smiling again, Not because everything is solved, but because something inside you is coming back to life. This is the quiet evidence of healing. Trust this becoming. Trust the new standards rising inside you. Trust the part of you that is tired of fighting for crumbs of peace. Trust the part of you that wants something honest. Trust the part of you that believes life can feel softer than it has felt. That part of you is not asking for too much. It is remembering what you were always worthy of. You are becoming someone who can receive without fear. Someone who can love without losing themselves. Someone who can let go without becoming bitter. Someone who can trust without needing to control every detail. Someone who understands that what leaves is not always a threat. Sometimes it is the opening through which better finally arrives. There comes a time when you must make a new agreement with life, not an agreement built on fear, not an agreement built on chasing, not an agreement built on the old belief that you must hold everything together with your own tired hands. A new agreement, a softer agreement, a truer agreement, one that says, I will no longer fight what is leaving. I will no longer beg for what is not choosing peace with me. I will no longer treat every ending like proof that life has forgotten me. This new agreement begins inside you. It begins in the quiet place where you decide that your peace is no longer optional. It begins when you stop waiting for the world to give you permission to heal. It begins when you tell your own heart, we are not going to keep chasing what makes us feel small. We are not going to keep living as if fear knows more than life. We are not going to keep calling suffering love. This is not anger. This is awakening. For a long time, you may have had an agreement with fear. You may not have known it, but it shaped your choices. Fear said, hold on tightly or everything will disappear. Fear said, if someone leaves, it means you are not enough. Fear said, if one door closes, no other door will open. Fear said, control everything or life will not protect you. And because fear spoke so loudly, you may have followed it. You may have chased, forced, waited, explained, and carried more than your spirit was meant to carry. Now you are allowed to make a different agreement. You are allowed to say, I trust life more than I trust fear. You are allowed to say, I trust peace more than I trust panic. You are allowed to say, I trust my worth more than I trust rejection. You are allowed to say, I trust what is aligned more than I trust what is familiar. These are powerful choices. They change the way you stand in your own life. A new agreement with life does not mean you will never feel afraid again. It means fear no longer gets to be the leader. Fear may still visit, but it does not get to make every decision. Fear may still speak, but it does not get to write your future. Fear may still remind you of old pain, but it does not get to decide what you are worthy of now. You can hear fear and still choose trust. You can feel uncertainty and still choose peace. You can miss what left and still choose not to return to the fight. This new agreement may sound simple. I allow life to guide me. But those words carry deep power. To allow life to guide you means you stop forcing every outcome to match your plan. It means you become willing to notice where life is moving, even when it moves differently from your desire. It means you listen to the quiet signs, the heaviness in your body, the relief after release, the peace that follows truth, the tiredness that comes from pretending. Guidance is often gentle. It may not shout. It may arrive as a feeling that something is no longer yours to carry. You can also say, I trust what is coming next. This does not mean you know what is coming. It means you are no longer closing your heart before life has a chance to surprise you. It means you are no longer declaring that the future will be empty because the past has changed. It means you are willing to let good arrive in a new form. The mind may want to control the shape of the blessing, but trust allows life to bring what is right, not only what is familiar. And you can say, I am safe in this change. That may be one of the most healing agreements of all. Change often feels unsafe because it removes what you knew. But the presence of change does not mean the absence of support. You can be safe while things shift. You can be guided while something ends. You can be loved by life even when a door closes. Safety is not always sameness. Sometimes safety is the deeper knowing that you can remain whole even while life rearranges what is around you. Let your new agreement be kind, not forced. You do not need to become strong in a harsh way. You do not need to pretend you are untouched by what happened. You can be tender and still be powerful. You can cry and still choose peace. You can miss the old chapter and still refuse to live inside it. You can honor your feelings without obeying every fear. This is the beauty of a new agreement. It makes room for your humanity and your healing at the same time. The old agreement said, I must chase what I love. The new agreement says, what is meant for my heart can meet me with peace. The old agreement said, if something leaves, I am abandoned. The new agreement says, if something leaves, life may be making space. The old agreement said, I must understand everything before I trust. The new agreement says, I can trust the path even while clarity is still unfolding. The old agreement said, my worth depends on what stays. The new agreement says, my worth lives within me. This is how your life begins to change, not only through outer events, but through inner agreements. The world may not shift all at once, but your relationship with the world begins to shift. You no longer meet every change with panic. You no longer meet every silence with self-blame. You no longer meet every ending with the belief that you are being punished. You begin to meet life with a softer strength. You begin to look at change and say, what are you teaching me? What are you clearing? What are you making room for? A new agreement with life also means you stop making the past your only proof. The past may have hurt you, but it does not get to limit what can come next. The past may have disappointed you, but it does not get to decide that all future doors will close. The past may have taught you fear, but now you can teach yourself trust. You are not betraying your past by healing. You are honoring your life by refusing to let pain be the only teacher. You may have learned to expect struggle. You may have learned to expect disappointment. You may have learned to expect that good things leave. But expectations can be healed. They are not fixed forever. You can begin to expect kindness. You can begin to expect support. You can begin to expect that life can surprise you in gentle ways. You can begin to expect that what belongs to your peace will not need to be held through fear. This new agreement is not about controlling life with positive words. It is about changing the energy from which you live. When you live from fear, you grip. When you live from trust, you open. When you live from shame, you shrink. When you live from worth, you choose clearly. When you live from panic, you chase. When you live from peace, you receive. Your energy becomes the place where your next chapter begins. So let this agreement move through every part of you. I will stop fighting what life is removing. I will stop calling every ending a failure. I will stop believing that what leaves has the power to decide my future. I will honor my feelings, but I will not build my life around fear. I will trust what life is bringing next. These words are not only thoughts, they are a new foundation. There may still be moments when the old agreement tries to return. A memory may rise, a fear may speak, a lonely feeling may try to convince you that the past is safer than the unknown. When this happens, do not judge yourself. Simply return to your new agreement. Return gently. Return as many times as needed. Healing is not about never feeling the old pull. Healing is about no longer letting the old pull decide your direction. You can remind yourself, I have chosen peace. Let that sentence become a resting place. When the mind wants to chase, return to peace. When the heart wants to reopen what hurt it, return to peace. When fear tells you that nothing better is coming, return to peace. Peace may not answer every question, but it will keep you close to yourself. And staying close to yourself is one of the deepest forms of healing. A new agreement with life also means allowing yourself to receive without suspicion. Sometimes after pain, good things can feel unsafe. You may wonder if peace will last. You may question kindness. You may doubt ease. But do not let the past make you suspicious of every blessing. Let yourself slowly learn that life can bring good without taking it away immediately. Let yourself learn that you can be loved without losing yourself. Let yourself learn that calm can be real. Let yourself learn that softness can stay. You are making an agreement to be on your own side. That is the heart of it. No matter what leaves, you will not leave yourself. No matter what changes, you will not speak to yourself with cruelty. No matter what closes, you will not decide that your life is over. No matter what becomes unclear, you will not abandon your own spirit. This is the agreement that heals everything. I stay with myself. I love myself through change. I trust life while I become new. Let life hear this new energy in you. Let the universe feel your openness. Let your heart know that the old fight is ending. You are not here to live in a constant battle with what is already complete. You are here to grow. You are here to heal. You are here to receive. You are here to become more fully yourself. And life can work with a heart that is willing. Say softly within yourself, I allow life to guide me. I trust what is coming next. I am safe in this change. I release what is complete. I welcome what is aligned. I choose peace now. Let this be your new agreement. Let it walk with you. Let it meet you in the quiet moments. Let it rise when fear returns. Let it become the voice that reminds you that you are not being left behind. You are being led forward. Let life bring what is meant for you in the way it knows how. Let it arrive without needing to force every step. Let it come without dragging the old pain with it. Let it find you with open hands, a softer heart, and a spirit that no longer believes struggle is the only path. What is meant for you does not need your panic. It needs your readiness. It needs your willingness to receive without turning away from your own worth. What is meant for you may not arrive in the form your fear has chosen. Fear often chooses from memory. It says, bring back what I know. Bring back what I lost. Bring back what felt familiar. But life chooses from wisdom. Life may bring peace where you expected a person. It may bring clarity where you expected an apology. It may bring a new path where you expected an old door to open again. It may bring self-love where you expected outside approval. And slowly you may understand that what you needed was deeper than what you were asking for. Let life surprise you. This is hard when the heart has been disappointed. Disappointment can make you want to control everything. It can make you want to protect yourself from hope. It can make you say, I will not expect anything good, so I cannot be hurt. But closing your heart to pain also closes it to the gifts life is still trying to send. You do not need to be careless with your heart, but you also do not need to lock it away. Let it become wise, not closed. Let it become clear, not cold. Let it become open to good again. What is meant for you will not always create loud emotion at first. Sometimes it will feel calm. Sometimes it will feel natural. Sometimes it will feel like relief. Sometimes it will feel like your body no longer has to brace itself. Pay attention to that. The next right thing may not feel like the old intensity. It may feel safer. It may feel steadier. It may feel like something inside you can finally stop performing. Do not reject peace because it does not feel like chaos. Do not reject ease because you are used to struggle. Life may bring you people who meet you where you are, not where they want to keep you. It may bring you opportunities that fit your energy, not ones that drain it. It may bring you spaces where your nervous system can rest. It may bring you a deeper relationship with yourself. It may bring you a new way of seeing old pain. It may bring you the courage to choose differently. All of this is part of what is meant for you. Blessings are not only things you can hold in your hands. Sometimes the greatest blessing is the peace that returns to your heart. Let what is meant for you come without comparing it to what left. Do not make the new chapter compete with the old one. Do not keep measuring future peace against past attachment. Do not ask what is coming to look, sound, and feel exactly like what you lost. The new may be different because you are different. The new may be quieter because you no longer need so much noise to feel alive. The new may be healthier because your heart is finally ready to stop calling pain familiar. Allow life to bring you something that matches your healing, not your old wound. There is a deep comfort in knowing that what truly belongs to your soul cannot miss you. It may take a path you did not expect. It may arrive later than your mind wanted. It may come after a season of clearing. But what is meant for your highest good has a way of finding you when you are ready to hold it with peace. You do not have to chase it in fear. You do not have to become someone else to deserve it. You do not have to beg life to remember you. Life already knows where you are. This does not mean you sit still and never act. It means your action comes from peace instead of panic. It means you move when your inner guidance is clear. It means you choose what honors you. It means you stop forcing doors that make your spirit tired. It means you live with openness and self-respect. You become a partner with life, not a fighter against it. You do your part, but you do not try to control the whole universe with your worry. Let life bring what is meant for you by making room in your own heart. Make room by releasing bitterness. Make room by forgiving yourself for what you did not know. Make room by no longer repeating the story that you are unlucky in love, unlucky in life, or always left behind. Make room by speaking new truth over your path. Make room by saying, I am open to good. I am open to peace. I am open to what supports my soul. The words you speak to yourself matter. If you keep saying, nothing good comes to me, your heart begins to close before good can enter. If you keep saying, I always lose, your mind begins to look for loss everywhere. But if you begin to say, life is still bringing me forward, something inside you softens. If you begin to say, I am ready to receive what is aligned, your energy changes. If you begin to say, what is meant for me can come in peace, your whole body begins to learn a new way of waiting. Waiting does not have to be suffering. Waiting can be a season of becoming. Waiting can be a season of clearing. Waiting can be a season of resting from the old fight. Waiting can be a season where you stop trying to control the future and begin caring for the present. You are not waiting empty. You are becoming ready. You are becoming calm enough to recognize what truly belongs. You are becoming strong enough not to accept what does not. You are becoming soft enough to receive without fear. Let life bring what is meant for you without forcing the timing. The mind may say, it should happen now. I should already be healed. I should already know what is next. But the soul moves with deeper timing. It knows that some things need space to grow. It knows that your heart may need to release old pain before it can welcome new peace. It knows that the right thing at the wrong time may not be right for your spirit. Trust the rhythm. Trust the unfolding. Trust that life is not late just because your mind is impatient. You are not behind because something has left. You are not delayed because you are in a clearing season. You are not forgotten because life feels quiet. Quiet seasons often prepare the strongest beginnings. A field looks empty before new growth appears. The sky looks dark before morning comes. The heart feels still before it opens again. Do not fear the stillness. Let it become your teacher. Let it show you that you can be whole even before the next blessing arrives. What is meant for you may begin as a feeling inside, a feeling that you are safe to continue, a feeling that you no longer need to return to what hurt you, a feeling that your life is not over, a feeling that something better is possible. Honor that feeling. It may be small at first, but it is life speaking. It is hope returning quietly. It is the beginning of trust. Protect it. Feed it with kind thoughts. Let it grow. Do not let what left become the ruler of what comes next. Do not let one ending decide the size of your hope. Do not let one disappointment close the door on all future good. Life is larger than one chapter. Life is wider than one loss. Life is more creative than your fear. What is meant for you can come through ways you never planned, through people you have not met, through opportunities you did not expect, through inner changes that make everything look different. You are allowed to expect good again. Not in a desperate way, not in a way that demands life obey every detail, but in a peaceful way, in a way that says, I believe life can still be kind to me, in a way that says, I believe my heart can still feel safe, in a way that says, I believe the future can hold blessings I cannot see yet. This quiet expectation changes the way you move through the world. It lifts your eyes. It softens your spirit. It makes you available to notice the good that is already beginning. Let your heart open to new forms of support. Support may come through a kind word, a sudden idea, a calm moment, a new opportunity, a stronger boundary, a deeper sleep, a clearer sense of self, a simple feeling that you are not alone. Do not dismiss these gentle gifts because they are not the big answer your mind demanded. Life often rebuilds you through small mercies. It brings you back to yourself piece by piece until one day you realize the heaviness has lifted more than you thought. What is meant for you will not require you to fight life. It will invite you to trust life. It will not make you feel that you must abandon yourself to keep it. It will bring you closer to your own truth. It will not ask you to live in constant fear. It will help your heart remember peace. This is how you will know. Not because everything is perfect, but because your soul will feel more honest in its presence. Your body will not feel like it is always preparing for pain. Your spirit will not feel like it has to shrink. So let life bring what is meant for you. Let it come through open space. Let it come through healing. Let it come through quiet changes. Let it come through the version of you who is finally ready to receive without fear. You do not need to know the form. You do not need to know the hour. You do not need to control the path. You only need to keep your heart open enough to be guided and grounded enough to choose what is true. Say within yourself, I release what is leaving. I trust what is coming. I am open to what is meant for my peace. I allow life to bring me what is aligned. I am ready to receive with love. Let those words become the bridge between the old chapter and the new one. Let them carry you from resistance into trust. Let them remind you that the future is not empty. It is simply not fully visible yet. What is leaving your life does not have the final word over your future. It may feel powerful now because it has touched your heart. It may feel large because it has changed the shape of your days. It may feel painful because you care deeply, but it is not stronger than the life within you. It is not greater than the love that still surrounds you. It is not bigger than the guidance that continues to move through your path. You are not being asked to become someone who never feels. You are being invited to become someone who trusts even while feeling. Someone who can let tears come without making them proof that life is cruel. Someone who can miss what was without returning to what hurts. Someone who can stand in the unknown and still say, I am safe. I am guided. I am open to what comes next. Stop fighting what is leaving. Not because it was meaningless. Not because you did not love. Not because it does not hurt. Stop fighting because your soul is tired of living in resistance. Stop fighting because your peace is calling you forward. Stop fighting because what is meant for you does not need to be held through fear. Stop fighting because life may be removing the very thing that kept you from receiving what your heart has been asking for all along. Trust what life is bringing next. Trust the space. Trust the clearing. Trust the quiet. Trust the slow return of your own strength. Trust the way your heart is learning to choose itself. Trust the peace that is beginning to matter more than attachment. Trust that what is aligned can find you without forcing. Trust that what belongs to your highest good will not need you to become less than yourself. There is nothing wrong with you because something changed. There is nothing missing from your worth because something left. You are still whole. You are still loved. You are still becoming. The ending may have closed one path, but life has not closed itself to you. There are still doors. There are still blessings. There are still moments of beauty waiting to meet you. There is still a future that can feel softer than the past. Let the old chapter complete itself. Let the tired fight end. Let your hands open. Let your heart breathe. Let your spirit return home to peace. You do not need to carry what life is lovingly removing. You do not need to chase what is no longer meant to stay. You can bless what was, release what is done, and trust what is coming with a calm and open heart. Life is still loving you. Life is still guiding you. Life is still arranging what your eyes cannot see. And even now, in the space where something has left, something new is beginning to form. Let it come. Let it find you ready, peaceful, and open. Let it meet the version of you who no longer fights the ending, but trusts the beginning that is quietly rising beyond it.